dizzy, 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 all. And if I...
Hey guys, good to see you again. It's been a while. Today we're going to the Southwest something. Today we're going to the Weed Expo in Fort Worth. It's going to be interesting. I've never been to anything like this before. Some friends are going to set up a booth for jury nullification, so we'll say hi to them and see if we can just talk to some people and get a feel for the event and the stoners. I mean, and the people that go there. I guess the reason why I want to go to this event and meet these people, talk to these people, is because out of all of the large groups of people in this country that have been aggressed upon, there's very few groups of people that have been aggressed upon for such a nonviolent crime as having the wrong form of vegetation in your pants.
All are nothing at all. Half love never appealed to me. All are nothing at all. Half love never appealed to me. All are nothing at all.
Hello.
Half love never appealed to me.
So I noticed your shirt.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means that all taxation is theft. I mean, it's a pretty simple statement. If I own something, I own it. I shouldn't have to pay anybody to own it. And if my property is my property, it's nobody else's, and I shouldn't rent it from them.
I love you, sir. My name's Patrick. Good to meet you.
Lee West, nice to meet you.
What are these weirdos up to? How's it going, man? What's up, guys?
Oh,
Hi. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah. How you guys doing? Good.
So you got a new drone.
We're telling people that the jurors have the right to not only judge the facts of a case, but the law itself, and if they don't agree with the law, they can nullify it by voting not guilty.
Okay, so a juror can effectively nullify a wrong or an immoral law by saying not guilty to somebody who is like going to go to jail for an immoral law, like doing something with your body or whatever.
Because one person can stop it if they can't convince the rest of the jury to vote not guilty. One person can stop it by saying not guilty and hang the jury. Then the judge will either decide to not pursue it after that, because it's a lot of work to go find another jury and everything to do it again. Or they can decide to try it again with a new jury.
It has to be a unanimous decision that they are guilty?
You have to have everybody come to a unanimous decision to completely nullify it, but one person can hang the jury, which a lot of times...
Oh, because they'd have to go and recreate the whole...
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times they don't want to go through that trouble,
So whenever you say nullify, you mean somebody dissents. That causes a bunch of bookwork for them to do, and there's such a mountain of issues with getting it started up again that most judges will just go, fine, just let them go, rather than go through the whole process all over again.
Are nothing.
We're a business-focused cannabis law firm. We have offices in 17 states. Our headquarters are in Denver, but I'm based here in Fort Worth. Anything from entity formation to litigation to patents, securities law, anything that affects a business.
For cannabis-based businesses.
Yeah.
What's it like being in the law for cannabis?
It's fun.
Is that difficult?
It's challenging. There's not a lot out there, so we're kind of, in uncharted waters, but it's fun.
You know,
It's not tested.
yeah, it hasn't been tested.
Gotcha.
But theoretically, yeah, it can be made.
Hemp strap, hemp pick,
A hemp guitar strap,
3D printed hemp
hemp
pick,
history week,
3D printed hemp pick.
hemp t-shirts,
3D printed hemp whip.
hemp shirts.
What's special about hemp?
Oh, there's so many things you could do with hemp. There's 25,000 uses from a single plant. Some people say up to 50,000.
But I mean, like, what's better about it than cotton or cloth or whatever else you use it for?
Less water. Hemp uses less water, virtually no pesticides. Cotton uses 25% of the pesticides in the world used for cotton. And hemp uses practically nothing.
no in between. All are nothing at all. Half a love never appealed to me.
DFW Normal, we're an activist and lobbyist group. Our goal is to get as many people as we possibly can together in the name of expanding and reforming marijuana law in the state of Texas. Our main focus is to gather as many people as we possibly can to educate them in how to take part in the legislative process, how to get before your state senators and your state representatives and be a part of the law-changing experience. We are still a republic of the United States, and we still make the laws, and we still run this country, whether the politicians want it or not. We still run this country. We're gonna scream loud to our politicians and to everyone in the city, in the state of Texas, that we are not backing down. We are here until we see permanent and comprehensive reformation and expansion of Texas and America's current cannabis policy. There's too many people left out in the dark, and we're done with it. That's why we're going to take thousands of people. We're going to put them in the streets of Dallas. We're going to stand on the courthouse steps. The smell of freedom will be in the air, and we will be loud, and our voice will be heard. That is what DFW Normal is all about, getting thousands of people together and educating them and letting them become more part of the legislative system, get their voice heard.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
I'd rather you not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I've met a ton of interesting people here at this event today. All sorts of different people attacking the problem of government control of this plant from different angles. You have everything here from people extolling the virtues of hemp, which is a version of the cannabis plant that can be produced to manufacture just about everything from clothing to there's a 3D printer here with hemp filament. It's like hemp and PLA plastic mixed together into a filament fed through the 3D printer. They're over there printing 3D models and guitar picks and pens and things like that. You have people here extolling the virtues of cannabinoids for medical and medicinal purposes. You've got guys in full decked out like business suits here to help people with their cannabis related business ventures, everything from financing to there's booths set up for law firms that want to assist cannabis businesses. These people are attacking this problem from every angle that they can think of. They're making an appeal to medicine, they're making an appeal to manufacturing and textiles and all sorts of other products that can apparently be made by hemp. The jury nullification booth that you saw me visit is, of course, getting their message out there because again, like I said, this group of people, the difference in what they did versus the level of attack and violence visited upon them is so wide that these people stand to greatly benefit from the message of jury nullification. The ability to get yourself on a jury and vote your conscience. And if there's a victimless crime law in place, you get on that jury, you don't have to vote guilty. You just don't. That's not how it works. So that's a powerful message here. And the message needs to get out there for all sorts of other victimless crimes. So this is a fertile ground for making these arguments because these people are victims of enforcement of victimless crimes. It's one of the most victimless crimes possible, and they are very much victimized for it. If I had to say one thing that I would want, or if I had to complain about something, I think it would be, and I can't really make this as a blanket statement or anything, but one thing I don't see a lot of here is there's a strong legalize it push here, but there's not a strong decriminalize it push, and I think there's a difference. So we're making arguments from medicine, we're making arguments from businesses and textiles and manufacturing. What I'm missing here at this particular event is freedom. The government, voters, these other people, these politicians, these police have no right to tell you what you can do with your body. And to me, that's the strongest argument. I mean, it's great that I can make a t-shirt out of hemp. It's great that, it might help somebody's glaucoma, That's great. I mean, that really is great. But for me, the cornerstone argument, the most important point to make is that these people are being aggressed against for doing no wrong by people that have no right and no consent to do it. And I'm sure, I mean, it's fine to argue the medical benefits of cannabis, fine. Maybe that exists. Maybe there's plenty of studies that exist to back that up, and that's all good and that's all fine. And maybe it's good to, make it your activist method to talk about the virtues of hemp and all the products that can be manufactured with it that aren't being manufactured with it right now because it's illegal. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's how you're interested in. Maybe that's how you want to change the world. I want to change the world by helping people understand ethics. What's right and what's wrong, and what's aggression and what's not aggression, what's peaceful interaction and what's non-peaceful interaction. What consent is and how that affects how we behave and how we interact with the people around us. If you aggress against a peaceful person, that's evil. That's like the message that I would love to see here, and I'm sure it exists. Yeah.
If it's love, there is no in between.
All right, so I'm just going to give you a quick tour of how awesome my house is right now. Here we go. Look at all these freedom-loving people eating cow right now. My house cannot get any more awesome. Including my precious little daughter. There's more awesome happening in the kitchen. Additional cow being prepared. More awesome people. Another awesome person. More awesome people in the living room. There we go. Hi! My house is awesome right now.